You know where to start this, Matt.
Appreciate it.
All right. We have a countdown here. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to another season of the Stumped podcast. My name is Spencer.
I'm Matt.
And I am Logan.
Gentlemen.
Mm-mm.
Season 4, right?
Season 4.
Is that crazy? I remember it, not to go on a little tangent, but I'll give a 15-second thing here.
You have 30.
Okay, fine. I remember getting a phone call sitting in my college dorm from you two. I'm like, hey, do you want to join a podcast? You want to make a podcast with us? And knowing you two, I'm like, sure, what the heck? If you would ask me then, I'd be like, okay, we would have done it for like a season or something, messed around, had fun. I would not have thought we were here in season 4. It actually is kind of funny.
What are we at now? 4 million listeners?
5, 6, you're close.
Yeah.
We're trending on Spotify, dude.
We're the third most famous facts podcast in the country of Latvia. So,
fact. That's fact.
that's my lie for the day. Well, anyway, how was your guys' break? We took 2 months off?
Yeah, break was not good because I woke up every day thinking how Logan's the 3-time champ and I'm a 0-time champ.
I've been signing all my episodes 3-time reigning champ this season, so.
Oh my goodness.
Matt, during this off season, you had a contest with some hot dogs. Do you want to recap that?
Hot dogs.
Have you eaten one since?
Yeah, so my punishment for losing season 2 was to go bowling and bowl 300. But for each hot dog I ate, it took 10 points off my score. So I ate a lot of hot dogs.
How many
Those
did you
bowling
12?
alley hot dogs. Ate 12 hot dogs.
Oh.
Those bowling alley hot dogs they're larger than sausages. That was not fair at all.
Those were big dogs.
I did not feel good afterwards.
Matt's first game, if you didn't get to watch on Instagram, we have it archived, but
That was rough.
his first game was so bad. Logan and I were literally talking, what can we do to help him out because he's not going to get to 300. And then his second game, he bowled like a fiend.
No, it was the third game.
Bad.
Because
Oh, it was the
first
third
Third
right.
game.
No, you're right.
The first two were rough, man. The first
He had
two
two
were rough,
games.
And then I bowled I started off with a spare, and then I
Get two
bowled
something,
a
yeah.
turkey,
Yeah.
and then I had another spare, and I bowled a few more strikes, and
You
I
had,
did not want to finish more dogs.
as my memory, if my memory is accurate, the first 2 games you taunted 100, and I'm going, this man's gonna die. He's gonna eat 20 hot dogs, and he's meat sweating after 12. I don't know how this works.
Yeah, I'm just glad we pre-gamed at Spencer's place.
And the third game I've never seen. It was Game 7 Jordan. His eyes went dark.
It was.
There was no emotion in his face. He walked to the ball, got it. He got a strike on the first 5 frames. He hit 200 by the 7th frame. It was unreal. I've never seen anything like it.
Oh, man. No, outside of Matt's punishment, we as a team have a few updates on the podcast format as well. Who wants to share about those?
Matt, you can. I'm still trying to figure out which buttons, which sound effects here. So if I get,
You forgot the sound effects already?
these sound so far off, then just forgive me.
Alrighty, well, we changed it up a little bit. I'm going to start with the scoring. So we're still going to keep score of how many people you stump per episode. But you're going to get, if you win, so let's say, as tradition seems to go, Spencer wins the first episode, if I'm not mistaken, because he stumps the most people. If Spencer has the most amount of points at the end of episode 1, he will get 1 point. If we tie, it's half a point. And I'm going to call it, if it's a 3-way tie somehow.
It's still a half point for everyone,
it's
right?
still half a point for everybody.
Correct.
So we're playing more of the European Soccer League style. We're trying to keep the scores low so that some of us can stay in it at the end and not be blown out. So this way, come, episode 8, 10, and 12, we sure hope that come those episodes that it's more of a 1 or 2 point lead to the end, and theoretically, if you're half point away, you're still in it. If you're 2 points away, you're still in it. So that's the goal on the points. I don't know whose idea that was, but I appreciate it.
Not mine.
And then we are changing it up. As you know, there's 2 people here that are huge theme fans, and we decided, you know what, we're just going to do the same theme each episode. So we have a wheel, we spin it, it's on Logan's phone, saved for with his other 80,000 apps that he has open at all times, and we just spin the wheel, and that is what determines the theme for the next episode. That being said, the winner of each episode can change the theme and add a new theme into the wheel.
In place of the previously used one, correct?
In place of the previously used one. So, that kind of leads us into today's theme.
Yes.
Which Logan, you want to?
Oh, absolutely.
Get us into that theme.
We put 10 themes on. Do we want to go over the 10 themes, or just leave it to here's what one?
I say we keep it secret, but let's highlight let's highlight a few.
Well, for those who watch on Instagram, you can pause the reel and just see for yourself. That being said, a few of them we have things like epic fails, Steve Irwin. There isn't that's a good one. There's an anything category, a president's, and most importantly, the one we're doing today, bridges. So I have to be honest, and Spencer didn't find out about the theme till like 3 days after us because he muted our group chat.
He put us on silent for so long.
I did.
He's like, guys, at work, there's a few things that I do, and one of those is mute your guys' group chat.
No. It wasn't. So let me defend myself here, but then I'll take full fault.
Defend yourself, and then I'll tell the story from our end.
Yes. Legitimately, I can't remember what I was doing, but I muted all my group chats, right? And so I forgot to unmute a few of them, and I look at Logan and Matt, our group chat, and I see literally 150 text messages, something wild. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I missed so much. And so I start responding to things that I thought we were talking about, only to find out that they were already established in 3 days past that conversation.
So me and Matt are sitting here, and we're like, we've learned that he muted our chat already at this point. We're like, well, let's just put on Instagram and do the spinning, but not show the end of the reel and tag him in the post just to, and so we were texting, and I literally texted Matt, like, I'm going to start a timer. 5 minutes from now, we're going to get an angry text from Spencer, like, what's the theme, you guys? And 5 minutes comes and goes, and an hour, and 2 hours, and 24 hours, and on the second or third day, we text you like, Spencer, dude, what is up? Like we tagged you, we've put it in the group message, are you alive? And then we found out you had muted us and deleted Instagram, so you weren't even getting the things we were tagging you in. So
no, my wife and I did no social media for a week or whatever it was, or a couple of weeks, or I can't remember what it was. But I deleted Instagram, and so I didn't even see the tag.
Yeah.
I get texts from Logan's like, dude, you're ignoring me on Instagram too. I'm like, no, I deleted it.
Yeah, I was just waiting for him to see it. And so anywho, bridges. We're all doing themes on bridges. We're pretty loose about what that means.
Yes,
but it should make it interesting. Anyone have a theme within a theme?
I got a theme within a theme.
Oh, good. Me too.
I got a theme. Listen, I'm the founder of the theme.
You knew we would, Matt.
Yes. I am the founder of the themes. You know me. I'm the one. I've been a theme guy through and through my whole Stump career. So, I did rising leaders and building bridges. So they're young bucks, right? Building bridges.
I hope you're actually talking about bridges in this, but good.
Yep.
I did build a bridge.
Build a bridge.
Yep.
I guess I have a theme and a theme. I went nuclear. I'm talking about the card game bridges.
Oh, dude! What's so funny is I was talking to Logan. I said, dude, I was trying to go like off topic, so I was googling stories about like the card game bridge.
No! I'm so screwed.
That's amazing. Oh, okay. Who wants to go first? Who wants to kick us off? Logan, you're the 3-time champ. I feel like you gotta go
Oh, yeah,
first.
he's got to start this season.
Also, true story. I had a backup story in case one of you stole one of my true stories, but I guess that's not gonna be used. All right. Well, here we go. You guys can pick. Do you want build a bridge and get over it, or build a bridge and get under it?
Under.
Yeah, I was about to say I went under.
All right. Buckle up. On May 2nd, 2018, Toronto police were left scratching their heads staring at the Leaside Bridge. Having received a 911 call from Victor Kwong on his morning commute, police rushed to the scene to see what they couldn't believe was real. Fire Captain Adrian Rachuniak, sorry Adrian, I butchered your name, said, quote, "I haven't seen anything like this in 30 years with the fire department." What was it that they had seen that had Toronto's first responders so puzzled? Hanging from the 143-foot bridge, roughly 100 foot off the ground, was a 4-door, dark blue Honda Civic. The sedan was hanging by a single cable, wenched around the car's front axle, and a single support beam in the dead center of the bridge. How did anyone get to the beam? More importantly, how do they hang an entire car from the beam? The responders had more questions than answers. By 10 a.m., after 2 hours of investigating, they tweeted out that it was a movie prop and not a real car. 2 hours later, however, when they checked the filming license for movies in the area, they found out that it was not, in fact, a movie prop. Heavy equipment was brought in, and the car was lowered, showing it to be a real, functional, but gutted vehicle. They'd taken out some of the parts had been removed. Oddly enough, however, the VIN had been scratched off, the plates removed, and all fingerprints scrubbed. The ground around the area showed no track marks to suggest it had been raised up by heavy equipment, similarly to how it had been lowered, and to this day, no one knows how or why a car got hung upside down from the Leaside Bridge. Some people theorize it could be an elaborate prank, but at what expense? Toronto Mayor John Tory said, quote, "I just saw some of the pictures myself that came from the television this morning, and I was mystified as to how a car ended up there. I was just shaking my head in disbelief. To this day, no arrests have been made for public mischief, which is what the perpetrator would be charged with if they were ever caught."
I pray that's true.
It sounds like something straight out of Spider-Man.
Dude, I was thinking the same exact thing. Like, no doubt in my mind, all I could think about was Spider-Man holding up cars from that like scene.
That's the same thing I'm thinking about.
But you know Logan, he doesn't write stories based on movies, even though he copied
Right.
Dolphin Tale.
He doesn't know what movies are.
I've never seen Dolphin Tale in my life. I'm going to it someday just because of this, but do you want to build a bridge and get over it, or build a bridge?
Matt, what you want?
Build a bridge.
All
Build
right.
a bridge.
June 8th, 1882. While working on construction of the Smithfield Street Bridge, two construction workers, Charles Hawthorne and Elijah McAllister, began fighting over a very, very serious cause. One of them accused the other of stealing the cheese out of his lunch pail. Their argument turned physical, and shortly after, they began wrestling atop the 65-foot bridge they were working on. It's unclear exactly how it happened or who started it, but one man pushed the other off the bridge, who grabbed the hand of his assailant. Within seconds, a mere argument over cheese had escalated to two men falling 65 feet to their deaths. Their co-workers stood in shock, watching in disbelief as a mouse ran down the support beam the men had been fighting on, carrying a piece of cheese. The original accusation of stolen cheese hadn't even been accurate. A mouse had apparently taken it from a man's lunch, not his coworker. They became the first, second, and only casualties of the construction of the Smithfield Street Bridge. To honor the two men, the city of Pittsburgh did something unique. They made a miniature statue of a mouse standing with a piece of cheese right at the east side of the bridge. It stands 6 inches tall, making it the smallest officially recognized statue in the United States to this day.
Gentlemen, I haven't pulled this card out in 2 seasons.
Oh.
Principal might be back.
Principal's back.
Didn't you pull it last season?
Was it ever
I don't
there?
think I did. I don't think Principal was back last season. I don't know. Okay. Logan, give me the third one.
Build a bridge and get over it?
Yep.
All right. December 30th, 1952. Albert Gunter was driving his typical route towards Shoreditch in bus 78, a double-decker bus in London. He was crossing the world-famous Tower Bridge at that point, going a whopping 12 miles an hour, when he realized the road underneath of him was beginning to rise. Back in those days, a guard would ring a bell every time the drawbridge was set to open, but on this afternoon, a guard was not paying attention, and the drawbridge had begun to open with bus 78 on it. Albert knew the lives of all 20 passengers were in his hands, so in a moment of quick-witted thinking, he floored the gas pedal and began accelerating up the climbing bridge. The bus gave it all it had, reaching the peak of the now separated drawbridge and heroically leaping a 6-foot gap between the sides of the 213-foot tall bridge. Somehow, the bus landed on the other side and continued its miracle run to safety on the north side of the bridge. All 21 people, Albert and 20 passengers, were taken to the hospital to be medically checked, but the only injury reported was a single broken leg by Albert himself. For his quick-thinking, heroic actions on that day, Albert received a bonus check of £10, £290 in today's money, $250, give or take. An extra day of PTO. When asked how he would spend his reward, he said, quote, 5 for me and 5 for the missus. His big jump inspired several major pop culture references, including the Spice Girls and Peppa Pig attempting a similar jump.
Oh, okay. I've admit I have so many thoughts.
Do share.
First one, I truly don't know if I believe any of them, but
Not bad bridge stories, right?
yeah, I mean seriously, let's actually clutch up on that one because mine are not that cool. So I am.
Mine are significantly worse than that.
Yeah. The movie prop thing, it just sounds fake. Like it sounds like you could make that up so easily. The rat, I'm a principal guy. I used to be at least. And the third one, there's just no way that there is no chance he did that.
Can you give me a quick recap on 1, 2, and 3?
Yes. Number 1, Toronto, May 2nd, 2018, car hanging from a bridge, 100 feet up in the air. Right. Don't know how, why, or when it got there. No real evidence of anyone ever doing it. Second one was June 1882, construction workers fighting over a piece of stolen cheese. They fall to their death. Mouse carries cheese. Build statue for mouse. Honor man. 3rd December 1952, Albert driving bus 78 up a drawbridge, the London world-famous Tower Bridge. It is opening. As he's on it, he races, jumps a 6-foot gap, lands on the other side, sticks the landing. He breaks a leg. Everyone else is okay. He gets $10. Big money back in 1952. Peppa Pig attempts the same jump.
I've locked my I've locked my answer in, and I got a specific reason for it, but I'll wait till Matt locks his in.
Is it because Peppa Pig didn't attempt the jump? Because I'm not that up to date with Peppa Pig's ongoing.
I'm locked in.
Okay.
Right. Tell me why.
I'll tell you. I went number 2 rat. You can't see it on my phone. And here's why. I cannot fathom an accident like that. They make a statue of a rat. That's where I struggle with that. I would think that's almost like so degrading, but I guess if we're in the 1800s, who knows? But I went rat for the sole reason of I don't think they make a statue about 2 guys dying.
I also went number 2.
Crap. Logan's smiling.
I know. I don't like where
dude.
this is going. I had no reason. I was struggling.
I think we got smoked, Matt.
We probably did.
Give it to us, Logan.
All right. Which one do we want first? Let's do the build a bridge and get over it first, because that is true and that's amazing. Albert Gunter jumping the Tower Bridge. Had either of you heard that before?
No, but that's the one I believe the most by far. If that would have been fake, I would have just tipped my cap to you and been like, "Well done." But that's the one I was like, you know what? I bet you that's true.
No, that is true, and that's a cool story. I appreciate that. The construction of the Smithfield Street Bridge was completely made up. So the mouse one was fake. You guys both got it.
Woo!
I know. And
Principal.
Here's the funny thing though about that, and I hinted this before. There was one true thing that I pulled it from. The smallest statue in the world is a 6-inch mouse statue to honor a guy who did die. I don't know how. I don't know why. I read that somewhere, and I was like, let me make a story about this in Pittsburgh. It's over somewhere in like Russia or something. But
So my whole reasoning was false.
was the only true part of the story.
The reason why I picked the story was actually the only true part of the story.
Yeah, and that's what irks me just a little bit because the entire story's fake. But I read that somewhere, and I was like, oh, I can incorporate that in a story somewhere, like cute little mouse
Dude,
golf
if you
on or some dude.
I would have believed you if you said two guys fought over lunch and fell. 100%. And the statue, I was like, there's no way. Well, clearly I was wrong.
But right.
Yeah. What's that like kind of meme or whatever when you do the wrong work but get the right answer?
Yes.
Like, that's kind of how I feel right now.
When you show the wrong word, but you get the right answer.
Well,
Yeah, that's it.
congrats to you both. That stings just
That's
a little
a
bit.
good start. That's a good start.
Felt like better stories than 0 points.
Yes. You're right. Those are better. Matt, you want me to go or do you want to go?
Go ahead and take it away.
Okay. So mine were young bucks, right? So these are young men and women
Oh boy.
building model bridges. So we're not going the big boys, we're going the small ones. So we have a few materials here. Do we want to go spaghetti? Do you want to go paper? Or do you want to go toothpicks?
I don't like bridges being built out of any of those, but spaghetti.
Al dente, right?
Spaghetti?
Go ahead.
Okay. 2017, Zachary Ewing attended the University of the District of Columbia site of Johns Hopkins University Engineering Innovation Summer Program. Every year, this program hosts a spaghetti bridge competition. The rules are fairly simple. The bridge must weigh less than a half pound and span across a gap of 1.5 feet. So, not a very big bridge. The other caveat is that the bridge has to be made of spaghetti. This year, Zach had a mission. His weapon of choice, Brilla spaghetti and angel hair. After completion, they would continually add weight until failure. Zach's half-pound structure managed to hold 97 pounds of weight until it collapsed, setting a record for the University of District of Columbia site.
How do you
What kind of
spell
noodles did he use?
spaghetti?
Angel hair?
Angel hair and Brilla spaghetti.
I don't even think I spelled spaghetti right, to be honest with you. So
I did not spell
that has
spaghetti
to be
right.
Yeah. Yep.
For that reason, it's true. Go ahead.
We going spaghetti or not spaghetti? Do you want toothpicks or paper?
Toothpicks.
Toothpicks.
Stick to the food theme.
Okay. Every year at California Polytechnic State University, first-year civil engineers participate in toothpick bridge competition. Like many of the other assignments, the rules are fairly simple. You're allowed to use rubber bands, toothpicks, and glue. The structure has to be less than 24 inches long and weighing less than 30 grams. In 2012, Louis Gabalone constructed a 28.7 gram bridge. After testing numerous other bridges, none held more than 35 pounds. However, Louis was the only one to incorporate the rubber bands in both the base and as suspension. As the professor began to add weight, he flew by 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, and even 50 pounds until at 67 pounds, his bridge collapsed. To date, he holds the record for the largest gram-to-pound ratio for a toothpick-based bridge.
You said you used rubber bands for suspension?
Rubber band for the base and the suspension. Yeah.
I'm surprised they were allowed to use more than just toothpicks.
Toothpicks, rubber bands, and glue.
Dang. I just always hear those ones where you're like, oh, you can only use toothpicks or popsicle sticks. Or...
Is this really about a bridge?
He built the bridge. It was a toothpick
really
bridge.
I'm kidding. What's your last one? Toothpaste or something?
No, this one's paper.
Oh, same thing.
Yeah, part of the physics curriculum at Plano West, a high school in Texas, students had to build bridges out of nothing but paper, tape, and glue. Naturally, it is a fun activity until Anna came along in 2008. After constructing her masterpiece out of 90 sheets of paper and various types of glue, it was time for the stress test. How each bridge would get tested is by attaching a hook at the center of the bridge, which holds a metal platform where the teacher would continually add weight. However, after they put 800 pounds on the platform, the metal hook broke from the sheer weight. With the motto, "No bridge goes unbroken," the next day the teacher went out and got a stronger hook with the goal of breaking this masterpiece. Weighing a total of just over a pound, the bridge withstood 1,000 171 pounds before it broke, setting a world record.
I have several problems with this, so that's why it's true. First off, 90 pieces of paper, there ain't no way that weighs a pound. I guess if you put enough glue in, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, a ream of paper is 500 sheets of paper, and that's heavy.
Yeah, but...
That's like,
Okay, but how's that
115
holding 1,000 pounds?
origami, man.
Origami. I don't
My
believe
notes
this
just
at
say,
all.
darn Anna.
I don't even attempt to think this one's true. The other two I believe. I don't believe this one, so... Yeah, for that reason, I'm not licking it. Man.
I don't know either.
I mean,
They're so much better than my stories.
there's no logic in this because all of these could happen. I'm sure some super genius makes bridges out of, like, I don't know, boogers and holds hundreds of
honestly,
pounds. Like,
good job on hiding the theme around educational engineering
such a teacher's
things that
husband.
would just happen in a normal setting.
Such a teacher's husband. Does Joe make her students do any of this?
Yeah. Can I phone a friend?
She teaches 4th grade special education. She is not doing this.
I don't know. My 4th grade, I think we did stuff like that.
You know what? It was middle school. It was middle school for us.
I think that's the same.
Yeah, so she actually probably will be, well, if her kids were 3 years older, then yeah, she'd probably be doing it with her kids.
I don't know, man. There's a lot wrong with each of these. I wish you'd given me something more blaring than, like, paper trying to hold 1,000 pounds. Here's the thing. What would Spencer lie about? If Spencer was lying about this story, would he really make the lie the one where they have to come back and add more weight when the first two didn't? I don't think so.
I'm locked in.
I'm locked in, too. What'd you go with, Matt?
I'm locked in. I went with number 2. I flipped a coin.
What was number 2? Was that toothpicks?
Toothpicks.
Toothpicks.
Okay.
I don't
Logan?
like it.
I don't like it either because I got number 2, which means I'm about to have no points this episode.
Okay.
I did the same thing. I don't believe paper for a second, so that's true. Spaghetti and toothpicks, like I genuinely, I don't know.
Okay.
Go ahead,
Let's
Spencer.
start with Mr. Zach Ewing.
Which one? Which one's that?
The spaghetti.
Yeah, I was about to say, I live with mine. Spaghetti, toothpicks, and paper.
Same.
Yep.
Same.
Spaghetti is true. It's
Oh.
on YouTube. You can actually go on YouTube and
Good.
look it up.
I have a little T next to it.
Good
so.
for you,
Yep,
Mr. What's his name?
Zach Ewing.
Shout out Zach Ewing.
Yeah.
That's a heck of a feat with some spaghetti.
Yep. Let's go paper. One that I could not laugh harder at because yours truly did not make that up, and you smoked me.
Oh
Smoked me. So the paper's true, dude. There's a YouTube video. Her name's Anna. I couldn't find her last name anywhere. But her name's Anna. In 2008, 90 sheets of paper, 3 different types of glue. The physics teacher shows the broken clip. It's wild. You need to go watch it.
I'm going to.
Oh man.
Oh,
They add over 1,000 pounds. It sets a world record. And I looked it up to see if it's still a world record, and I couldn't find anything saying that it has been overthrown. It could be, but as far as I know, it's still the world record, but I could be wrong. The toothpicks.
Yeah.
Go ahead, what?
I was like, couldn't you just go to GuinnessWorldRecord.com or something like that and just see if it's still on the website?
I probably could do that too.
Oh, okay.
I didn't do that though. The toothpicks is false. The Louis Gabellon guy is actually a real person. He teaches at Notre Dame, and they construct 100-foot long bridges every semester for the civil engineer students. And so I just took that and said, you know what? Let's make it toothpicks, and let's make it hold 67 pounds. And I did some math here. I got to give myself some credit of what gram to pound ratio works a little bit. And
I'm not gonna lie.
clearly it didn't work. But
The gram to pound ratio thing did sound a little weird at the time.
Yep.
But I believed it because I believe everything in this. I will
now,
say.
I
Go
generally, I generally don't think you could probably make a 24-inch toothpick structure that holds 67 pounds, but who knows?
I mean, you just made a 90-piece of paper thing that held 1,000 pounds.
That's true.
I know what you're doing Friday, so.
Yeah, seriously.
Man.
So has this ever happened? We have back-to-back double. I have 1. Matt has 2 points. Logan's got 1 point.
Yeah.
We're about to be
Matt,
tied.
Matt, this is
We're about to
yours.
start off tied.
If you stump
Matt,
one of us,
if you stump
Matt,
one of us, you
one
win
of
the
us.
episode. If you stump one of us.
I know.
Oh
But
man.
here's the thing. We're not going to do that.
And
So
if we
here's
all
what's
tie,
wild. We're either all tying or Matt wins the episode.
this is
Yeah.
a new place to be.
Okay. This actually adds so much more excitement almost.
All right, Spencer. No
Okay,
matter
Matt.
what, we pick 3. Matt,
Logan,
give
I
us your
think we
live
actually
third.
Logan, I think we try to team up on this. I'm not kidding.
I do too. I'm all for splitting points.
Oh man.
Because Logan, we can't. If we go separate, we get 0.
And
if
we
we go
both
together,
lose.
So I'm
As-
thinking we actually try to work together here.
As much as I love watching you lose, and I do, I would
Yes.
also lose. Like,
I am generally nervous right now.
And wait,
Like,
let's.
I
wanna
don't
touch
like
on
reading
this.
these stories out loud anyways, and now you guys are game
Wait.
planning right in front of me.
give me
Well,
give
I
me
want to
30
actually bring
seconds.
this up.
I want to Google
I'm
this
gonna-
paper bridge.
Yeah, I want to bring this up real quick. For the first time in Stump history, it actually benefits 2 people to work together if they can double stump someone because it doesn't affect their total points. It's just, hey, it's either we both get 0 or we both get points.
Fair,
So, okay.
fair.
Holy
You look-
smokes!
You see that thing?
Yeah,
I love it.
dude, how?
It's wild, dude. You need it's like an 8-minute clip. You need to watch the whole 8 minutes. He shows the broken clip.
I will after. Also, you guys should Google the car hanging from the bridge. It's also
I'm
worth
going to.
looking at.
I'm gonna have to look up all
Toronto,
Okay, Matt.
but go ahead,
This
Matt.
is
Alright,
is
guys.
yours to lose. Yours to lose.
My yeah, I'm going to lose it. So, I did mine on the card game bridges. Figured we were gonna do a lot of bridge stories, so I was like, I'm gonna do it on the card game, and I will. It was tough. It was tough. But I got 3 for you. What is a sport? Repeat that. And not your grandma's game.
Not your grandma's game.
Yep.
Not your grandma's game. Alrighty. Not your grandma's game. Aimed the COVID-19 lockdowns, the world of bridge experienced a significant shift as in-person events were canceled, prompting players like 16-year-old Finn Folkskin, I'm so sorry about mispronouncing that, Finn, to turn to online platforms. Finn, a high school junior, reached out to bridge legends Bob Hammond and Peter Witchsoul to form an unconventional team for the Northern American Online Bridge Championships Premier Knockout. The team, spanning generations from teenagers to grand life masters, reflected a broader trend in increasing interest for younger players previously disinterested in the game associated with older generations. The pandemic forced the bridge community online, with platforms like bridgebase.com seeing a 5-fold increase in players, facilitating unexpected collaborations and challenging perceptions of bridge as a game inclusive for the elderly. Finn's team ended up winning that tournament or championship or knockout. I don't actually know what they officially call it.
Okay.
Can you explain to me what the game of bridges is? I should have asked this first, and I apologize, but
Okay, so I watched
It's a
about.
cart.
I have a 7-minute WikiHow that I can play for you. Other than that, it is. I struggled understanding it fully. It's basically there's tricks you have to win, and there's a certain score, and there's certain kind of like how chess has certain plays. There's certain plays that you can do, and you have to work with your partner. You sit across from each other, and you play.
It's like euchre on steroids, isn't it?
It honestly, like that's what I was thinking when I was trying to figure this out, and I don't think it's a game I want to play because there's I think they call it like classic euchre, which is just where you would sit around the table and play with your friends, and then there's like hard nosed, like we're in this to make actual money and be grand life masters.
Okay.
so this first one is about how it went online.
How basically it tells the story of Finn
And Finn.
how the trend is going towards younger kids, and Finn's multi-generational team actually ended up winning that challenge. So
Okay. Let's hear number 2.
number 2, I've got what is a sport, and repeat that.
Logan, you can choose.
What is a sport?
For
What is
400.
For 400. What makes a sport a sport? We all have different opinions on this, but in 2017, the European Court of Justice ruled against granting the card game bridge the status of a sport, as sought by the English Bridge Union, the EBU. The EBU had pursued a legal claim for VAT, value added tax, or goods and service taxes, as others would know it for, exemption on entry fees for its competitions, arguing that bridge involved logical, memory, and planning, benefiting mental and physical health. However, the court insisted that a sport must have a significant physical element for tax purposes. Despite acknowledging the mental benefits of bridge, the court concluded that its physical element was too minimal to qualify as a sport, dealing a blow to EBU's hopes for VAT exemption.
Huh.
Okay. What's the third
is
one?
a sport? The third one's repeat that.
Repeat what?
No, that's the title.
I know.
I wasn't gonna respond.
I actually knew you were. Go, Matt. Let's hear it. As I got.
Repeat that. The 1997 World Bridge Tournament was one of the most competitive and highly sought-after titles in the world of competitive card playing. The team from the small country of Finland was the clear underdogs in the tournament, with no one expecting them to have a chance of winning. The team consisted of 4 players: Jari, Jenny, Pasi, and Antti. I'm assuming they teamed up because they all had similar names. Each player was an expert in the game bridge and had been playing for years. However, what set this team apart was from their other competitors was the ability to communicate with each other through subtle hand gestures. The team had been practicing for months before the tournament, perfecting these signals and gestures so that they could communicate without saying a word. During the tournament, the team was able to use their signals to convey how they would play a specific trick. By the end of the tournament, the Finland team ended up finishing 4th, claiming to have some issues with the hand gestures being too similar to other hand gestures. This ended up causing a little bit of controversy, as some of the opponents deemed it to be unsportsmanlike and actually forced the World Bridge Federation to clarify their rules, as it was not clear if this was actually cheating or not.
Several thoughts on this. First off, how's it unsportsmanlike if it's not a sport?
I mean, everybody there claims it's a sport, so...
Fair. All right, go ahead. Next, what are the federations we had? The European Bridge Union and the World Bridge Federation?
So, the EBU, that was for the, what is the sport? And then the World Bridge Tournament, but the federation was the World Bridge Federation.
What year was the Federation's Finland's
the Federation
4th place
story,
run?
That was the repeat that one. That was 1997.
1997, okay. I mean, hand signals are a thing in euchre. I used to do that with a teammate back in the day.
Did you really?
Yeah, we just knew how to read each other, and it wasn't even necessarily intentional, like signaling what suit or whatever, as much as it was like when he had a good hand, where he would hold it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I could very much so tell when you play with someone.
Now I'm gonna be careful playing euchre with you.
Yes,
or
yes.
against you. Oh no, Spencer cut out.
Spencer cut out. What? Did he send us a text? I just saw a text.
Yeah, he sent a text. I just saw it come through.
Oh my goodness. Well, I thought it was oddly peaceful. Y'all cut out on me. What do you mean, Spencer? You're still in this.
There we
go. Oh, he's back.
What was the last thing you heard?
Logan said, "What federations have we heard?"
Okay, you didn't miss much.
You didn't miss much then. I clarified that it was the World Bridge Federation for repeat that, and the tournament was the 1997 bridge tournament. And in the story, what is a sport? It was the EBU. That was that one, and they were going
Logan,
with exemptions.
Logan, are we jumping on this together?
I mean, we have to, right? If we don't, it's worthless. Our guesses are worthless.
I think I completely, and I hate to jump on the train with you, but I think we have to.
Same, but it's too early in the season for that. Like I will gladly do it just to give it a run. I mean, it'd be fun to be all
Let's
tied
do
at
it.
a half. So what are you
Yeah.
thinking?
I can't get over number 1.
Number 1 to me.
The name, Fred Foreskin. No way.
That was not the name. It was
What's his
Finn Flintstone.
Whatever it was. That sounds like an AI generated story if I've ever heard one.
It does. And how it made sure to mention how multi-generational and everything. I've never seen someone actually talk about a tournament that way. Like, what article did he find that talked about them? But then again, is there really 2 federations about bridges?
Well, think about it. It's like the world and the European, maybe.
I guess, but man, I've literally never heard of this game.
The sad part is when I was looking at my stories, they were like funny stories that happened while playing bridge. None of this crap came up.
Oh.
That's why I gave up.
On those. And
I mean,
on that.
So
That's why I gave up.
Here's where I'm at. Number 2, I believe. I'm forced to believe one of them off the bat.
So Logan, I'm with you. I think we take number 2 off the table.
Absolutely. The thing that sticks out about 3 to me is, it I don't know. 1997, Team Finland makes 4th place run in bridges. This is such an odd story to find any article on with the handwriting and stuff. I do think with COVID, there's a lot of articles written that he could found some stories. I could see him making up either of these. I could also see him making up a story for 4th place finish because it's a little less obvious, right? It's not like Finland goes and wins the world.
And honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, you might be swaying my decision, and so screw you if this is wrong. But I might be jumping on the train of number 3 might be false because I got Michigan science stealing in my head.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
I've got Michigan science.
It is the game of the week right now.
Logan, I still cannot get number 1 on my head, but I'm good with 3 too.
Those are the 2 I'm between.
What are we jumping on? We got to make a decision.
I know we do. And I'm
So, the hand gestures one. Matt, real quick, the first one, it was like a 16-year-old joins
First
the
one
league.
was Not Your Grandma's Sport. So it's basically the 16-year-old joining with a bunch of older people to play. The second one was What is a Sport?
Yeah, we don't care about the second one.
Denied. Okay, so the last one was then Repeat That. That was the Finland team using the hand gestures to get 4th place.
Finland team using hand gestures. What are the odds he was listening to all this Michigan news and
I know, that's what I'm thinking too.
said, let's write a story? I lean towards 3, but I'm good with either.
Are we just gonna just lock it in together?
Lock it
We're
in
locking
together.
Okay, so I'm saying I'm good with 3, dude.
Okay, I'm writing it down.
I'll lock in 3. I'm
Yep.
just gonna say it.
Locked in
I'll lock
3. Matt, tell us 2 is
if
true
it's-
first.
So I will tell you that the sport one's true.
Yeah.
It's something about you have to have more physical activity than sitting down the whole time. And I'll tell you that we are starting season 4 tied.
Okay.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Please tell me.
That was made up.
Yeah.
I am so upset, as always, on how you got to that because it had absolutely nothing to do with Ohio and Michigan.
You're talking to 2 of the biggest Ohio State fans, probably the 2 biggest Ohio State fans you know.
Oh, absolutely.
That didn't even cross my mind while I was putting this together.
That's all I've been thinking about for the last 3 weeks.
Yeah. Oh,
It's
for sure.
Saturday. I've literally been thinking about Saturday for a year and a half, probably 2 years since they first beat us.
Yeah. Saturday will determine my emotions for the next month, too, maybe.
This
You
is coming
also,
from a guy who threw an ottoman.
I'm so upset that I did not even consider that to be a reason why you would look. I removed a story about cheating because I was like, oh, they're gonna be like, 2 stories about cheating or close to cheating. One
Yeah.
of them gotta be false.
I would have, yeah.
I'm so upset right now.
So, gentlemen, I actually love this format because of what just happened. It forces you to jump on the train with someone.
Yeah.
I kind of dig it.
We're all tied.
0.5, gentlemen.
Man.
0.5.
Well, I will
Wish
say
you would've
it
taken the
is,
track a different direction.
and whether it's intentional or not, this is for sure the first time every story has been found out.
First time, for sure. It has to be.
Now, I will tell you, I didn't feel any more confident in my guesses, but this is going to be hard. Stumping each other is going to be hard.
Well,
Trash.
it really has gotten to a point, gentlemen, where because we're over hundreds of stories. We're past hundreds of stories. I feel like it gets harder as we know each other's like storytelling style almost more.
Oh, for sure.
It's way harder.
Spencer, the reason I did not select those funny ones is I was like, I want to make this as absolutely boring as possible. I want Spencer to zone out during one of these readings.
And you know what's funny? I did.
Zoned out.
I did.
Oh.
The second one, Matt. The second one, I zoned out. I couldn't tell you half the story.
Of course, it was on the second one.
Once you started talking about the tax, I said,
Always
nope, I'm
on the
done.
wrong one.
Yeah. But gentlemen, what a great start to season 4.
We
all tied at 0.5.
are tied at 0.5. Now we have to decide, what do we replace it with and what are we spinning?
I say we don't replace it. We just spin it. We don't deserve to replace it.
Well, I had an idea.
What's
You
the
can
idea?
hear me out. But I just was reading some stories. And you can all nix this because it's not my place to choose, but I would love to put a Florida man slice on that pie.
I completely agree.
do it.
I could not agree more with that. Could not
I would
agree
actually
more.
rather have an Ohio man. No.
No. Hey, and this comes from a guy that I've done 2 Florida man themes in the last 4
He's
seasons.
a professional. on it.
There are some
No, but I
good
love
Florida man
Florida man.
stories.
They're endless. Put
Yeah.
that thing on there, Logan. Put that
There's
on there.
so many of them.
All right. Bridges
Wait,
off,
Logan.
Florida man on. You guys want me to record
Yep,
this and
spin it.
spin?
Record your
Logan,
screen and then
thank
you
you.
can send it to me and I can post it on the video.
Or you can face this. I blew Logan up. So, Logan, if you face the camera.
Okay.
Put
You're-
your phone towards the camera.
Yep.
Start screen recording. Start.
Or
3,
just record your.
2.
Put the phone.
One.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you spin it, put the
Spin.
phone against the.
It's going
There you
here.
go.
I'll cut it and clip it anyway.
Right there.
We'll make a
There
reel.
it is.
What is it?
Here
What
it
is
is.
it? I can't
Spinning.
even
There
read.
it is.
It's Steve Irwin. We got Steve Irwin. All right.
Steve Irwin.
That's beautiful. So, gentlemen, episode 2, we have 9 stories about Steve Irwin, the crocodile hunter.
That's amazing.
I am going to be reading the man's autobiography between now and then.
I've already bought his book.
This guy.
You
I
bought
already
his
bought
book? Dang, I have to read that now. That's the only way to beat Spencer.
I know.
Oh, here we go.
That's his distraction. He wants you reading that so he can read something
This
different.
is going to
Exactly.
be tough. We may not get any stumps.
This
Well-
season of no stumps, dude.
Steve Irwin. All right, well, gentlemen, it's been fun.
We'll see you next time. Yep.
Yeah.
Any departing words?
Go Steve.
Go Ohio State.
Go Bucks, baby. Go
Go
Bucks.
Steve.
Build a bridge and get over at Michigan, you dirty cheaters.
And if you're listening to this, yes, obviously we're recording this before the Ohio State game.
Yeah.
And clearly, Logan and I will be mentally distraught next recording if we lose. Mentally, physically, and emotionally.
The quality
I don't know if Steve Irwin can pick up my mood if they lose.
the
I
quality
seriously can't
of the
handle it
next
3 times in a row.
recording will be 100% determined by the outcome of that game. Matt
I
will score
can't
a
handle.
point.
I can't handle 3 losses in a row.
Uh-uh.
I will
I will
literally.
be cheering on Michigan.
Spencer, do you want to know what? All right, I'm gonna kick Matt out real quick. Spencer, you want to know what will make you feel better though when the
Tell
NCAA
me.
revokes the 2 losses, the only 2 losses we've seen in our lifetime.
That would be true.
That would be-
I'd be so happy.
Not going.
But
Shut up,
anyways,
Matt.
gentlemen, it's been fun.
Alright.
We'll see you next episode.
Yes, absolutely. Recording is.
Bye.
Oh, wait, I hit the wrong button.